Hello, this is Scott in the system, and today our guest is Nichoals Acker and Liam Hartson of 2U Autism and Disability Service. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having us.
And could you tell us, what were your titles and how you kind of hooked up?
Well, we've known each other since college. We were in the same dorm. I'm a behavior analyst, licensed and board certified.
And I'm an occupational therapist, also licensed and board certified.
And we're both co-owners of 2U Autism Disability Services, LLC.
Okay. What made you guys decide this service model?
Well, I had worked for CMH, Community Health, for 7 years. And Liam had worked at various ABA clinics over many of those years. And we worked with lots of good people and they provide really good services. But we kept coming back to this question of why does it have to be this way? Certain people and populations really find success and find that the services, the way they're currently done, are just so well fit for their life. Well, there's other people who really find the opposite. When we're looking at a very staff-driven service model, but in a profession with very high staff turnover, that can be difficult for people. When we're looking at center-based programs where people in rural communities especially may have to drive an hour or more just to be able to get services, maybe for multiple hour appointments, multiple times a week, that can be really impactful in their lives. And then often the way parent training is done, not always, but in a lot of situations, when things are going well, then you bring in parents to teach them things. So they never really learn how to do the problem solving when things aren't going well for teaching their children. And so one night we had a conversation, and instead it was, how else could it be? And the answer was 2U Autism and Disability Services. We come to your home, we train parents directly to carry out interventions and with their children under our supervision so that they can be empowered to change and their children's lives themselves.
When you say intervention, what does that mean exactly? We typically associate that with alcohol or drug abuse, but it's not quite like that, I'm sure.
No, it's just the term we use in our field for therapy, for training and learning and teaching. And it's a very science-based field, so sometimes the language is a bit clunky. But really what we mean is that's how we show people how to do things and teach them.
Yeah, intervention is just the treatment that we provide and the methods and how we do that.
So you guys basically instruct the parents how to better interact with their autistic children. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, teaching a wide variety of skills and intervening on a lot of different learning, communication, behavior, social skills, and then we're looking at more like daily living skills and environmental modifications that they can do. And
for our next question, what are your services and who is your ideal customer?
So we're looking to target rural and understaffed communities in Southwest Michigan. And we're looking for parents who want to take a more active role in teaching their child. And we want to help children with behavioral problems or who are just falling behind in terms of meeting their developmental milestones. So we provide ABA skills for severe and moderate disability and intervention of problematic behavior for severe and moderate disabilities. And then occupational therapy focuses on daily living skills and fine motor skills like being able to button buttons or zip a zipper or how you write, or gross motor skills like throwing and catching a ball. And so just basic living skills, feeding yourself, dressing yourself, all the things that kids need to learn to catch up to their peers, or as close as we can get.
What do you consider it to not to severe?
Severe, so that term actually comes from some of the research literature that looks at for autism in particular, you are more likely to have behaviors of aggression, self-injury, property destruction that result in bleeding, bruising, and significant property damage and harm to yourself and others. If you have, say, lower communication skills, you have few or no words. If you have few social skills, and that could be things. People often think about like eye contact, but it can be a lot more than that. Can you tolerate being in a space with someone else and not having absolute control of that space? So really, we're trying to get at that idea of if you just need more help with, I'd say, higher level social skills, that's not the thing that we're the best fit for, because you can learn from more traditional sources of intervention and teaching. Whereas with the more severe or to moderate cases, you might need some more specialized help to be able to get over those humps.
Hello, my name is Scott and I have lived independently now for 30 years with cerebral palsy. Thank you for visiting my channel Scott and the System. I have a podcast by the same name. I talk to mostly nonprofit services for the disabled community. I also like to talk about being an entrepreneur affiliate marketer. If you would like to be on my podcast, you can email me at scott@scottanthesystem.com. Be sure to visit my website as at www.scottanthesystem.com. Please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel as well. Thank you for dropping by and have a blessed day.
Basically, so they can interact better in a social environment.
Yeah. We want them to thrive as much as they want to.
Oh, okay. How are your services provided?
And so what it will typically look like is once we have a referral and people say they're interested, we'll come and do an intake in the home with the family. We'll be providing screeners, getting medical history. We'll be looking at family dynamics, because that can be really important when teaching and family. If, say, if parents share things a lot in how they raise versus one parent kind of takes over one group of skills and another parent takes over another group of activities. And it's different for every family, and we really want to get at the heart of that so we can help train the people who are going to be most useful to train. We then will do, based on the intake, we'll do assessments and say if they have motor skills that they're needing, then we'll do an occupational therapy assessment. The behavior problems, and we'd look at behavioral assessments. And if we're looking at communication delays of functional language skills, then we might be looking at more ABA skills intervention. Then based on those assessment outcomes, we'll write plans, and those plans will just be, say, for learning to make a request in a functional way, and then we'll train parents on how to carry out that plan. We'll come into the home. We'll take the data so that we're the ones monitoring it, and just like we would with ABA aids in a clinic, we'll be monitoring, supervising. We'll be the ones saying, okay, it's time to move up onto the next phase, onto the next level. But in that process, parents will be learning how to problem solve their children and struggles, and how to teach them themselves.
Is there a certain age group you target, or?
Well, we have different we have different payment options, and you are limited as far as certain Medicaid, for example, only goes to 21 for allowing ABA services to be reimbursed. And I read recently Blue Care Network had taken the cap off of their age, but before then, and there was an 18 age cap. So there's something like that. But in general, we're looking at children that are still with a family. It doesn't have to be a small child. It can be adult children. And but what we're really looking at is we want to train the people who are kind of going to be there no matter what. They're going to be the most impactful in their lives, someone who's going to be there day to day, so that way we train you on how to do something, and then when it's going well, you can carry this out on the days we're not with you, so that you get more trials, so you can get more generalization into your home community.
Yep, and same for OT. I mean, we're primarily targeting like younger children and then up through maybe teens or young adults, but I'm open to taking older clients as well, but the services will look a little different depending on the age they're at.
Okay, and are there expenses involved, and how would they get paid?
Yeah.
It varies accordingly to the age group here.
Sure. So we can take Blue Cross and Medicaid right now, and then we have some private pay options available as well. So, and we try to make things as affordable as we can. We have a 25% discount for cash payments, and we have payment plans available.
What do you foresee your services doing in 5 to 10 years?
Best case, this is now a known and used service model across the state. Other companies are trying to set up similar options to serve the people in their areas. Overall, price of services is broadly brought down for everyone, and that parents are empowered to teach their children and the things they think are important, and for them to learn themselves, regardless of their child's disability status.
Okay. And would you like to tell my audience about your contact information and how they can get started?
So here I can even this up. Our main email is at 2U autism services at gmail.com, and our number is 269-331-6022.
Okay.
And we have a website and a Facebook up, and if you search our name, those will come up.
Yes.
Okay. And they would just contact you basically to set up an appointment, intake appointment, I guess I would call it.
Yep.
That's right.
We call, and when people call, we give them kind of a description of what the services will look like, because this is different than what is currently being offered out there. But it's something that should meet people where they're at, especially the people who want to be more involved, who say have schedule issues that stop them from keeping on a consistent center-based model, or who have transportation issues and can't travel to places. And that this should meet them more where they're at. And that's what we want to offer, something that's not being offered to those still in need.
And I would think, due to the hike in gas prices, that's definitely got to be a factor as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that hadn't gone so high when we first started the business, but that's okay. Hey, we want to help people more than anything.
Yeah, yeah. What I mean by that is, being able you can go to them.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Absolutely. I mean, that's just one less burden on the families.
right.
exactly. Whereas if they try to use the normal traditional model, the burden is put on them to
Yes.
commute back and forth. And this is kind of reverse of that.
Yes.
Yeah. When I think you guys started at a very unique time.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
I certainly hope you can use that to your advantage.
We're happy to if anyone's interested. Anyone who wants our help, we're here to help them if we can.
Well, thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us.
We really appreciate it.
Hello, my name is Scott and I have lived independently now for 30 years with cerebral palsy. Thank you for visiting my channel Scott in the System. I have a podcast by the same name. I talk to mostly nonprofit services for the disabled community. I also like to talk about being an entrepreneur affiliate marketer. If you would like to be on my podcast, you can email me at scott@scottinthesystem.com. Be sure to visit my website as at www.scottinthesystem.com. Please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel as well. Thank you for dropping by and have a blessed day.